What's relevant in AI, and we're going to hear from, please introduce yourselves.
Oh, yes. My name is Hillevi Anderkrans, and I work in our newly founded business unit, Customer Success Unit.
Okay.
And that's a unit that were kicked off almost a year ago to really help our customers to bring the value out of our cloud platforms, helping them to bring their new inventions, their digitalization to life on our cloud platform.
Okay, cloud first.
So yes, and my team are focused on data and AI. So I have 14 architects here in Sweden working with this.
Wow, in Sweden.
In Sweden, and in total we have 30 architects here in the Customer Success Unit. But you can imagine with the interest from all of the guys here that
Maybe
data...
that's not enough on its own
No,
either.
it's not. I mean, we are having real busy days.
All right.
And my name is Jonas Dahlberg. I'm the sales manager for data and AI in Sweden.
Okay.
So, me and Hillevi work a lot together. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Cool. So
Great
you're going to
event.
show us something pretty neat today. What is it you're going to show us today?
So basically we are here to talk about basically a tech news update on Microsoft, a little bit what is happening and what is not happening. We're going to show a couple of demos and stuff, but let's get into it. I think one of the most important things happening at the moment is that a lot of customers is trying to derive new value from their employees, from their products, and from their customers. And in the center of all this is data and insights. And I think the conference we are at now and the number of people here kind of is a good testament on the fact that this is hot.
It's hot.
It's really hot right now. So I'll just leave over to Hillevi to introduce the agenda.
No, I think you have... There it is. Hey.
Sorry about that.
Good. We're going to cover Databricks, and that's one of our first-party solutions on Azure. We're going to talk a little bit about DevOps. Yes, you need to have some sort of framework when you're really growing your artificial intelligence in your business. To give you some advice on that, we're going to try to do a demo for you, so please stay tuned. We're also going to give you some news of our SQL database, SQL 2019, that will come with some really neat features. Jonas will give you more on that. So we're also going to share some ideas of how to get started in this area.
Yeah, and let's not forget, I will share a party trick at the end as well, if we have the time.
If we have
Data
time.
party trick?
A data-based, an AI-based party trick.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Cool.
So, yes.
So first up, I think this is one of the most important findings when we work with customers is that advanced analytics, when you start to getting pretty big teams around data science, you need a lot of collaboration. You need data engineers to work together with your developers, with your data scientists, and so forth and so on. And this is where our Databricks offering, not that new, but it's been available for a while, where it's an easy collaborative solution that supports Spark. And what we see and what we want to tell is basically that we see a massive amount of people starting to use this. As soon as you grow a certain maturity within data and advanced analytics, you will need tool support to sustain and build these models, get them into production, work with data, and so on and so forth. So this is something that we just want to recommend, that if you haven't tried it yet, you really should. It's a good thing.
So this is not your own version of Databricks, it's Databricks' version of Databricks on Azure. So it's really the best practice version. It's not a different one. This is what Databricks recommends on Azure.
Exactly. It's basically actually a native Azure service, meaning that the full support, enterprise security, scale, everything is like it was ours.
And do customers turn to you directly for all questions regarding Databricks and Azure and everything that touches the the system?
We work very closely with Databricks, so typically we engage them in combination, both Microsoft together with Databricks.
Cool.
That's what works best.
The same with my architects.
And your architect.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think while talking about this and the way you can really industrialize how you work with AI, maybe Hillevi, you can update us a little bit about AI in itself.
Yes, and you are talking about when you are really trying to build something that on your own. And we also offer our pre-made AI solutions, our cognitive services. And that is to make the step a little bit less high for people that want to enrich their applications, their website, internal process. And we have focused on five different areas. That's what I was going to say. Vision, the speech, language, knowledge, search. And this is to, as we see it, a way to democratize AI, make it available, even if you're not a data scientist and don't have all those skill sets, and make the time to market a lot shorter than trying to do your own machine learning algorithms.
I think even if you are a data scientist, this is super interesting because some of these topics have best practices now,
Yes.
and there's no sense in trying to reinvent the wheel. So
No.
if there is something that works really well for speech recognition that is state of the art, and these things are state of the art in many respects, it's very nice to be able to simply plug and play.
Absolutely.
And then you also get the added scalability of Azure and all that other stuff. So I'm a big fan of cognitive services, so these ready-made services for AI.
Yes. Yes, and I think this will open up for developers to also be part of the AI community.
Yeah.
So here we have our demos.
Yes, right.
Over
This
to you,
is my
Jonas.
favorite moment of this, of course. And basically, one of the questions I've always been asking myself is, what does women actually keep in their handbags? So the part of this
Looks
demo
heavy.
is that we what?
It looks heavy. Must
Yeah,
be a
but it
lot of
looks
things.
really heavy. You know, it's
Yeah.
large.
Yeah.
You never know what's in it. So
Right.
basically, we're gonna use AI to try to figure this out together.
So you're gonna
And
look in my bag? Is that what you're suggesting now?
yeah. But so basically, the cool thing about this demo is that it's deployed on the edge, meaning that you use the cloud and the scalability to train a model to recognize artifacts. And then you deploy it on a device. So this one is running completely without internet connection. And as we can
Where is
see-
it? Where is
as
it
we
running?
can probably see now on the screen behind us, it identifies us as a person. So let's start with this little test. Hillevi, please bring up what you have in your handbag and try to keep it.
Do I really have to?
Yes, you have. Yes.
No.
We both agree that you would share your
Okay.
content.
First piece.
So first piece is a potted plant.
Well,
Right.
that answers the heavy part.
Yeah, that's the
That's-
heavy part. Good.
I
Very
know.
good.
I know. I know all women out there.
They'll recognize this.
Maybe this is. Could this be a
bottle?
It's an alcohol-free IPA, which is really good, by the way.
Yeah,
All
see.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
So
Start use
It's-
a handbag.
So do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you have like more stuff in there, or
No,
okay, we'll just
no more.
nothing more to share.
Yeah, nothing more to
Okay,
share.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Where is this running? This model?
This model is actually running on my PC just in front of me.
Okay, that's cool. So it's running on this.
This
what's it called?
Surface laptop.
Surface laptop. Cool.
And the good thing with this is, of course, that you can actually do demos without being dependent on the internet.
Right. And so how does it tie to Azure? What did you do to get that model onto your laptop?
So basically, we train the model to recognize things, and then the resulting ML model
Right.
was then just copied down to this device and
Okay.
asked to execute within this execution
So it
environment.
would have taken a million years to train that model on your laptop, I suppose.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that complex. I mean, if we would have brought up a lot of more stuff in your handbag, maybe it wouldn't have recognized them.
All right.
We'll see.
But I mean, here you have a broad set of capabilities. So it's just your imagination, your creativity that's gonna stop you.
All right.
So yeah,
Good. So next thing I think is really exciting from a news perspective concerning what Microsoft is doing at the moment is the SQL Server 2019. This is now in public preview, and it adds a couple of things that really makes our hybrid data estate story complete. So it adds proper data virtualization, meaning that if you know SQL and the query language of SQL, you can start to query NoSQL databases, such as Hadoop, MongoDB, similar to that. Then we also support on-premise data lakes, meaning that those that are still hesitant to move to the cloud can start working with the latest technology around data lakes, even on-prem.
Cool.
So then we support basically native Spark, and that is of course very good. Then when you have built your AI services, we also offer AI ML packages, both Spark ML and our own ML, to be deployed using containers. So it basically completes the case. The same thing that you can do in Azure using Databricks, you can basically do on-prem using the new SQL Server.
Right. Except on-prem, you would have to manage the Spark a bit more on your own than on Azure.
Yeah, but I think this is where the big difference is, because
Right.
this is a SQL Server service, meaning that all the manageability, all the tools you are used to in SQL Server is available for your on-prem Hadoop cluster within SQL.
So you
that's the
manage
whole
all
point.
that stuff through SQL Server.
Exactly.
I see.
So that's
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So this is available now as a public preview, and it can be downloaded on our website. And I really recommend that people look into it. It's a very big step forward for us.
One thing that I really liked was that SQL Server came to Linux a while ago. That was very nice, and I've been running it on Linux for a while, so I think that's super cool. How is SQL Server on Linux going to keep up with SQL Server on Windows? Are they going to be on parity, or is there going to be a time lag? Can we expect to see these features on the Linux version also?
As far as I know, I don't have the exact details on that, but as far as I know, shouldn't be a difference at all.
Okay, cool. That's a neat feature as well. So then you have your Spark, your Linux, your SQL Server all living happily together.
Good.
So, yes, machine learning models have up to now been more of a
Hack and slash.
yes,
Yeah.
an art form, I would say. But as we see and foresee that machine learning models are going to be not just 1, 2, and 3 in your company or organization, you will have a multiple of machine learning models. And to make this efficient, you need to put on DevOps Framework even in your AI development.
Right.
You need to, there's 3 core pillars. Is you have to have the tools. That is right. We have presented some here, but we also have Azure DevOps, Azure Machine Learning Services, and that's the tool part, one pillar. And then you need to have the process to get people to do the work that need to be done with all different competences coming in.
Yeah.
And over time, you have to have a full process covering from the idea until the running model, who's going to be taking care of the result that the model is delivering to them, the end point.
The service.
To the service, yes. So that's why we really are out talking with our customers, are you getting into AI? Make sure to always think of these two pillars. And the third pillar, one of the most important of it all, make sure that you skill your people.
Yeah.
So technology, framework, and people. That's when you're going to be successful going forward.
Nice. I think these tools are super useful. I think a lot of people have an intuition that they should be collaborating in a good way and that kind of thing. But without the platform support, it's not always easy. You know, you have sticky notes on the wall and that kind of thing. We use Azure DevOps at Lake Tide, and it's been super useful for doing Scrum, continuous integration, version control, and everything else. I think it's hard to have anything big, any big project running without really giving yourself the tools to collaborate efficiently.
So just making a point, start to use it even when you're bringing in AI to your business.
Right, right.
Yes, and talking about skills. Oh, look here.
That was a nice
animation.
Yeah.
Yep. See if we can get this to step to the next. I think we have still a few minutes.
We're good.
We're good. We have just a couple of weeks ago launched a Microsoft AI Business School. And this is a real attempt to get the business leaders to take control over AI.
Okay.
How to use it, how to set it up, how to organize and skill people to really make the use of AI and the potential that we think it is.
That sounds super interesting. That was something we talked about earlier today, that business decision makers don't always know what's even possible, and if they don't know, how can they accurately ask for something?
No. So I really emphasize this, go into Microsoft.com and search for Microsoft AI Business School, and there you find a material that is aimed for business leaders. And it's not just our own material, we have used INSEAD to make parts of this material.
Yeah.
Keeping a high level.
It's cool that you can educate yourself nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you can find material on the web, and I think this is super useful.
Definitely. So do we still have time for my party trick?
Depends if it's awesome or not.
I'm not sure if it is awesome, but it's actually kind of funny.
You show it and I'll tell you.
I'll show it, and it's actually kind of hard to show, but I'll tell you about how it's done. So basically there is an application called Seeing AI. It's part of the App Store on iPhones. It's possible to just download it and install it free of charge. And then you move to a feature within this that is called Scene.
Scene, okay.
Scene. And then you basically stand in front of a group of very stiff business people.
Yeah.
You know, your average type of
meeting.
Setting. Average type of exactly.
Yeah.
And then you take a picture of it. And basically what it does is that it's using our AI engine to interpret what it sees.
Yeah.
And then typically it probably this time it said a group of people standing in front of a store. I guess
it looks like a store.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, those are signs in the background.
But then the party trick is to make this identify your average stiff group of people as a party.
Oh.
And believe me, people need to get really creative in order for that to work.
Okay, it's a party.
It's a party thing.
That's a fun game. I'm gonna use that at the office.
Seeing AI, ask people
Seeing
to
AI.
Be identified
Azure
as
on the back end.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That was awesome. And make sure you look it up. Business AI Business School.
Yes.
Is that right? DevOps, SQL 2019, and Databricks on Azure.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Cool,
it.
guys. Thank you.
Good.
Thank
and
you.
we'll be seeing you soon.